boy escapes from YouTuber's house of horrors.
Lives of family lifestyle influencers Jody Hildebrandt and
Whoa, rewind.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
Ring.
Whoa! Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
And I'm a good woman. I don't do naughty things.
The lives of family lifestyle influencers Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Frankie imploded on August 30th, 2023, when one of Ruby's 6 children was discovered weak and hurt. The other 5 had not been accounted for at this time, and law enforcement wasted no time in launching a full investigation. As the police delved into the twisted dynamic that had grown between the 2 women, they never could have anticipated the depths of the depravity the children were subjected to, or the mind-boggling justifications offered by the perpetrators.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back.
Bro, she looked crazy.
Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
The following report is based on police records. When Dan Clarkson answered his doorbell at 10:46 a.m. on August 30th, 2023, he never could have expected his actions would kickstart a nationally publicized police investigation. However, as soon as he laid eyes on the young boy outside, he immediately knew something was very, very wrong. His Ring camera captured the heartbreaking conversation that ensued.
Bro, where they at? That's like a good ass area. And why are they blurring knees?
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
This was actually the second neighbor.
I can lie now. What are y'all doing if a kid shows up to your door and is like, please, I need you to take me to the local police station. And he's like, nah, it's personal business, fam. Yo, I can lie, you gotta give me at least a reason. No cap. Yo, you gotta be honest though. If someone shows up to your door, nah, shout out to this kid because he seems like a good kid. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it in his voice. But like at the same time, it's like, bro, you're just gonna show up to my door and be like, yo, take me to the police station. It's like, why? It's like, oh no, it's personal business. Fam, what do you bring into my doorstep? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but you gotta stay at 10 toes though, because low key, yo, I feel bad for this kid because like this, just based off of the title, it seems like he escaped like a bad situation, but bro, actually, this could low-key be a setup. You know what I'm saying? There could be someone hiding right around that corner that you don't know. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Now your house is getting robbed. And I'm just saying. I always think like that. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? A random kid comes up to your door, but you probably know him. He's like your neighbor. They live in like a good-ass area, so it's like highly unlikely. Looks like Arizona.
The boy had attempted to contact. At the first house, there was no answer, so he'd been forced to move on. The disturbing reason he was seeking help came out when Dan made this emotional call to 911.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. Said he had just came from a neighbor's house. He's hungry and he's thirsty.
While Dan was on the phone with the 911, his wife gave the boy, who introduced himself as Russell, snacks to eat while waiting for help to arrive. But shockingly, there was something more appalling about the boy's condition than his extreme malnutrition.
He has duct tape around his
Injuries. There's sores around them.
Yeah, there's sores.
What? What type of condition could you possibly be in where you have duct tape around your ankles, man? Yo, what did this kid escape from? I'm not even trying to laugh. This is a serious situation, but like,
yeah, there's sores around him. I think there's a good chance he's been.
And he also has.
Oh, and he has one around his ankle
as well.
I mean, his wrist as well.
this kid's good though. Like, he went to the closest help.
And yet, the most heartbreaking revelations were yet to come.
Okay, this boy has been. has obviously been, I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds. He says what's happened to him is his fault.
We need the police here now.
The police and an ambulance were already on the way.
But where
During
they
the
at?
tense waiting period, Russell revealed that he'd been staying with his mother and her friend, Jody Hildebrandt, since May. Terrifyingly, he added that he wasn't the only child in Jody's house. His two sisters, ages 9 and 14, were still inside.
First of all, did she say that she's crying? Where? Yeah, not to be rude, but I'm just saying. Maybe she's trying to stay strong? I don't know.
I'll take more.
As Russell underwent medical assessment, more police officers arrived.
We need to identify that house, and if there's 2 other kids there, we need to go do a security sweep of that
What
house.
could she possibly be crying from, though? Kid got duct tape and all types of, like, what were they blurring? That's what we gotta know. Like, what were they blurring? What did she see where she, you know what I'm saying? She started crying, and where are they at? Like, bro, they're dead ass in the middle of the mountains? Like, where is this location, yo? This gotta be Arizona, I feel like.
They were about to realize that they'd gotten there in the nick of time. As the police staged in Dan's driveway, a woman drove up in her car and announced that she was searching for a 12-year-old boy. She gave her name as none other than Jody Hildebrandt, the woman Russell said his family had been staying with. Cleverly, the police didn't tell Jody how much they already knew. They just took down her address and said they would come to speak with her shortly. She didn't have to wait long.
Damn, that's crazy. Yo, check this out. She went driving looking for him because, and I'm gonna just assume where they were staying at. And by the way, this is crazy because that's not even their mother, like, that went searching for the kid. That should already set off like some type of red flags. So the mother's friend who was staying with them went driving because she probably noticed that he went missing. So she's like, oh shoot, like, I don't want him spilling any beans, or whoop, whoop, whoop. He's got to be in like the house. Like, he escaped whatever was around his ankles, duct tape, whatever, he escaped. So now she probably went driving and she's like, yo, I'm searching for this person, not knowing that she's probably in trouble. Damn, that's crazy. So the kid, low-key, that's clutch. The kid went to that neighbor's house at the perfect time. Because if it was any later, he probably would have just been scooped up and just like put back in the house and tortured even more. Facts. That's a nice ass house.
Ring, ring, ring. No, go. Police officers, open up!
Bro, can't they just go inside?
Got movement right here. Right there. Contact. Got movement, Michael. Open the door! Jody? I need you to step out.
I have my attorney.
That's great. Step out of the
Nobody
house.
cares.
No, I'm not gonna step out of the
Step out of
house.
the house.
Step out of the house.
Whoa.
We're just gonna
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like, I got my attorney on the phone.
How
Out my way.
They come into my house. Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it after this.
Bro, this is... Bro, I ain't gonna lie. This is kind of crazy, like...
Jody was mistaken about the need for a warrant to enter the home.
If
because the
she's
police
abusing the
already
kids
had
too,
probable
that's
cause due
insane.
to a 911 call that
As
the
a
neighbors
friend?
had placed after Russell showed up at their door. There was a clear emergent need to enter, and a warrant wasn't necessary. The police must account for the welfare of the need to enter, and
See,
a
this is
warrant
making me
wasn't
like mad
necessary.
already.
The police
That's a full pantry full of food. Snacks. Like, I don't know what they got going on. There's no reason to be starving your kids. They seem rich. They seem well off. You know what I'm saying?
must account for the welfare of the other two children. They certainly had their work cut out for them, though, because the house was massive. During the search, the police found one room that appeared to be set up for filming. This, they would learn, was because Jody and Ruby both had a significant online presence. More details would emerge throughout the investigation, revealing the dark side of these social media influencers. To ensure that they left no corner unchecked, the investigators retrieved the blueprints.
Bro, is that like a...
Do
they have a dungeon as a basement? What the hell?
Schematics revealed something.
What is that room?
Overlooked otherwise.
What is that room?
Jody did not appear to be shy about expressing her displeasure at the intrusion.
I have Airbnb guests over there. Probably scared them to death.
Okay. Is there anybody else in
the house?
Yes.
You're abusing kids. Fuck, you mean that you scared them?
Just one?
She's right over here.
No way.
Okay.
The Airbnb guests were the least of the police's worries right now. Following Jody's instructions, they made their way down the hall to a bathroom with a large closet. What they found inside was devastating.
I'm a police officer. Are you going for the union here?
Whoa,
okay?
whoa.
Is this just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name? I just have one.
Whoa, no.
Where's your sister at?
Nah, hell no. Nah, hell, bro. She's sitting in there like a horror movie, y'all. Yo, nah, I don't like that, bro. This is like a horror movie, bro. You open a random door and you just see like a child like staring at you, crisscross applesauce. Fam, yo, I gotta lie, yeah, nah, I don't know what they got going on in this house, bro. Whoa.
It was devastating.
I'm a police officer. Are you going for the union here? Hey, you okay? Is this just you in here?
Why is she like...
I'm Sergeant Tobler.
She hasn't changed from that position. Like, she was sitting like that before they even opened the door. Like, what was she doing in there?
What's your name?
And she's not talking. That's like creepy.
Where's your sister at? You okay? Huh? You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay. Can you come with me though?
Hope she's good, man.
You know Jody?
According to the information Jody gave, this was Russell's 9-year-old sister Eve.
We want to be best buddies, but we're getting a little mad here because he won't give me his shoes. Guess what? I learned how to ride a bike with no training wheels. Come here, I'll show you.
Despite the officer's gentle approach, she sat eerily still and quiet, hardly giving a sign.
Terrible posture, by the way. I'm just saying.
You take your time, but I'm in no hurry. I'm a police officer.
Like, you might as well just sit against the wall, right? Just
I don't mean to hurt you.
Try to help your back a little. Yeah, she's a kid though, so.
You doing okay?
Spinal issues she don't got to worry about
you scared?
now.
Yeah. You're okay. Do you need help? I'm not gonna hurt you. Promise. See this right here? It's a badge. It tells me I don't hurt people. I'm just here to make sure you're okay. And I get if you're scared.
Damn,
I would be too.
She's probably like terrified right now. I ain't gonna lie. Whatever's been happening in this house, yo, any house with a dungeon, that's yeah.
Still, Eve didn't respond. They hatched a new plan to win her over with pizza. While they waited for the food to arrive, the officers kept her company with the utmost patience, refusing to rush her out of the closet until she made the choice to leave.
Sit down.
Damn, they treating her like a stray dog.
It's okay if I just sit here with you. We don't have to say
anything. Like they gotta tame a stray dog.
If you don't want to.
Bro, I feel bad, bro. Nah, what were they putting her through?
I'll just sit here with you.
Meanwhile, back with Russell, the EMTs got a close-up look at the duct tape and wounds around his ankles. What they found was almost unspeakably gruesome. But even this was overshadowed by what Russell said next. In between bites of the snacks from the neighbors, he told the police
Where's
officer
the mother?
documenting his injuries additional details, which made the situation all the more sickening.
You're not in trouble with me, okay? We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Or the father? Do they like have parents?
You, okay? Who put the ropes on you? Supposed to help you what?
The police report revealed the chilling answers that were redacted in the body cam footage. Russell said that Jody and his mother, Ruby Franke, had restrained him with ropes to help him with what he'd been choosing. How the women had chosen to treat the resulting wounds left EMTs puzzled. The officer who spoke with Russell repeated the distressing details to his supervisor on the phone.
They put cayenne pepper mixed with honey and then covered that with the plastic saran wrap and then the duct tape over the wounds.
What?
Detectives have found evidence of the honey and cayenne mixture in the upstairs bathroom.
What? And
along
it's just
with
sitting
more
there.
Ropes, used bandages,
And it's just sitting there.
and other wound dressings.
A medical got there, they started cutting the stuff off him, and then you can see like the dark around his ankles. You could smell it. When they went to go peel it, they thought it was some of the dressing. It was actually his skin that was peeling.
Obviously, the police wanted to talk to Russell's mother to understand what could possess someone to treat a child in such a manner. As of yet, though, Ruby Franke, along with Russell's older sister, were still unaccounted for.
Whoa, where's
Jody
she at?
certainly wasn't sharing where Ruby was, as her behavior became increasingly strange as the house search continued.
Oh,
when
this witch. Bro, I'm gonna start calling, because I can't swear, so I'm gonna just start calling, bro, she not giving up no info, bro. This privileged ass, like, yo, bro, you're abusing kids, bro. That, like, I got my attorney on the phone. Oh, you're scaring the Airbnb. Yo, witch, you understand, like, there's a certain point, you know what you've been doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, any innocent person ain't automatically just attorney on the phone as soon as police show up, bro. Like, they just have their attorney on standby. Like, what? Where is the little girl? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, that is crazy. Yo, where's the little girl?
Seemed unreceptive to her stare. She tried a different target.
You waiting for me to say something, or? Okay.
Inside, the search went on for more children, especially Julie, the older sister Russell said was at Jody's house.
Oh, they're all just missing.
There was no
That's
sign
great.
of her yet, so the police decided it was time to confront Jody about what they'd found when referencing the blueprints.
Why did they just...
in the basement,
what?
locked
They just have like a layer?
with a vault door.
Is that a vault?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You have a room downstairs that has a safe wheel on the front.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get access to that to ensure that there's no one else in this home?
Adam.
You're asking your lawyer?
They do need to search if there's nobody else, so I think you can give them access to make sure there's nobody in.
After further back and forth to get the lock combination from Jody, a team returned to the basement to open the safe. Upstairs, additional officers were still trying to gain the trust of the little girl in the bathroom closet.
Found dead skin.
She found dead skin.
Dead skin.
Get out from underneath my bed. Right now.
Sorry, Mom.
I am more upset that you came in my room when you knew you weren't supposed to. You knew that it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have the consequence of not having your nails done for a month.
Mom.
It's a deal. Give me a hug.
Mom. Can I help you two to get paid? Because I want a lot of money.
You...
They likely hoped that the arrival of the pizza would change things in their favor, but they were in for yet another surprise.
I'll put the skin, okay? Whenever you're ready, you can eat.
Bro, they're treating her like a stray animal.
Despite how painful
this
and
is
thin
bad,
she
man.
appeared, Eve didn't go for the food right away.
They're treating her like a damn stray dog. Nah, I actually feel bad, bro. Fam, you think this is the first time she's seen pizza?
Eve proceeded to eat the entire pizza and requested 2 more large slices from the lunch that the police had. As Eve ate, the plan was to focus on opening the safe.
Hungry.
But suddenly, a new priority emerged. With no warning, Ruby Franke, Russell and Eve's mother, arrived on scene.
Ooh.
After determining that she had no weapons on her, she was taken to a separate area of the house to wait out the search. The police would check in with Ruby once they finished going through the house.
Why don't they ask her
The
questions,
only
bro?
place
Where are
left
the
to
other
look was
kids?
the basement safe room. When they opened the door, though, they were likely crushed. Julie was not inside. At first glance, the
where's
room
she
looked
at?
to be nothing more than a barren bolt hole reserved for emergencies. When they started opening drawers, though, they turned up some stomach-churning evidence. Handcuffs, a length of rope, and a carabiner. Based on the condition of Russell and Eve, the police received an official search warrant that enabled them to collect these items, along with many of the electronics, as evidence. But even after being in the house for hours, there was still no sign of Julie or the other Frankie siblings.
Yo, what? I thought it was just one kid, maybe two. Fam, there's 4 whole kids missing, bro. These people got a damn dungeon in the basement. They're not feeding the kids. They're putting sriracha sauce and honey and cayenne peppers in their wounds. Like, how is she not arrested already? How is she just able to, like, just sit on the couch? And there's, bro, as a friend, like I'm trying to genuinely understand how you can do this to kids. And how you can watch your best friend do that to their own children. And then, as a best friend, you're not even related to those kids. How can you help in that process? Like, you're trying to, like, protect the mother when she's doing all this, like, crazy, like, ish. Like, yo, if I saw my best friend doing this, cops are called immediately. And I might just beat him before they even come. You feel what I'm saying? Like, facts. Is it facts? Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Stream, bro, like. Bro, I feel like I ain't gonna lie. It's one of those things, like, I can never let my friend, like, do something like this, especially join in, fam. Like, these kids have been going through this for, like, way too long. And the only way that they found out about this is because this kid broke free from some type of trap. That's crazy.
Still no sign of Julie.
And it's even more insane the fact that she was a YouTuber.
What should happen with Jody and Ruby?
Like, she made her life seem like perfect.
Placed under arrest for aggravated child abuse.
Okay, just place your hand behind your back for me. Perfect.
During the arrest process,
that's how I know the internet is fake, bro.
Noticed some strange behavior from Ruby. She didn't say a single word, even when put in the back of a police car with Jody. The police had to hope she would be more verbose when the time came to ask her how Russell and Eve had gotten in such miserable conditions.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat.
Oh, she's not going to say a word, huh?
Definitely not a talker.
She definitely knows she's guilty.
Even if I ask her a name or just like, not even asking about things, she looks at me and goes.
While Jody was at least responding to direct questions, whether she would respond to the hard ones police had in store was yet to be seen.
I'm a little nervous.
You're that, to be honest with you.
Yo, Witch, you're a little nervous? Really? You're a little nervous? With I bet they're about to come with a whole bunch of evidence against you. You're the nervous one, really? Okay.
Nervous too, so don't worry.
She's the nervous one.
Just here
right
to talk, to get your side.
So I trust my attorney. He said, don't say anything. And I said, I have nothing to hide. And he's like, I know that, but just let me be there with you when you talk. So you guys seem nice people. I'd like to just tell you, but I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're going to flip my words. I'm a psychologist. I've watched people flip things all the time. So I get it. I sit on your side. I get it. It looks sad that I don't want to answer anything, but it's not because I'm trying to be difficult.
Even though Jody refused to talk without a lawyer, trying to get information from Ruby was astronomically more difficult.
We're just here to talk to you about kind of a few things involving your kids.
But where are her kids at, bro?
So first, do you live down here or?
Hey, it's a good strat. I'm glad she got a good strat going on, though. I'm glad she got a good strat. You gotta give her, she got a good strat. She's evil, but she got a good strat.
Do you want to talk to me about where you live, or
the only words? If you're if you're knee deep, like let's just say you're an evil human being and you're knee deep in like things, and police are trying to talk to you, like dead ass. The only word that you should ever say to a police officer in interrogation or anything during the whole process is lawyer. That's it. Boom, done. They stop talking to you. You talk to your lawyer. That's it. Because you're not going to talk your way out of anything. You start saying words, you're just going to talk yourself into a bigger hole, into a more strict sentence. Your lawyer is actually going to represent you the most professional way. That's the only word that you should say. Lawyer, boom, done. Like, I don't, you know, once the police says you have the right to remain silent, that's it, bro. You don't talk to him, bro. But I'm an innocent human being. So the cops are on my, yo, you know what I'm saying? I call the police. I need them on my side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to talk to the police because I'm not doing anything weird. I'm not doing anything shady, but hey, I'm just saying, like, I learned that from Breaking Bad. I don't know if Breaking Bad is in real life, but you know what I'm saying? Saul Goodman has saved a lot of characters from it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to talk to us about anything?
She do got the right to remain silent, though.
This is just your chance to tell us. We're just trying to get your side of the story. So it's your chance to do that.
She might break, though.
But it's up to you.
She's breakable. You can break this.
I'll wait till I have a lawyer.
Oh.
Okay.
Look at that.
So you want to settle?
There was hardly any doubt that the two women had done
Look. The police get mad, bro. Like, the police get mad when you start doing that. And they're like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah. I'm not siding with her or anything,
y'all. Doubt that the two women had done horrible things to Ruby's children. But with both women unwilling to talk, the police still had no idea why. Answers, though, were closer than anyone thought. When the detectives first got to the police station, they found a surprise visitor waiting. Ruby's husband, Kevin Frankie, was there, and he wanted to pick up his kids. With so many burning questions pertaining to the Frankie family,
brother,
Kevin
where are
was
your 4 other
and
kids?
Taken to a third interrogation room where he was read his rights.
How did you find out that you needed to come here?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, this guy might ruin the whole operation that they got going on. The whole silent operation. This guy might ruin the whole thing. This guy might just...
You needed to come here. Street.
I received a message that I needed to come pick up my kids from the police department in Highlands.
And this is the first time that we've seen him.
Well, I prefer not to say right now.
Does it make sense that that would happen? I'm just not aware of anyone who did that from our department.
Right. And I'm not comfortable saying right now who reached out to me.
Oh, they're all evil. Okay, that makes sense.
Jody?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, okay, yeah, they're all evil.
Kevin was keeping quite close-lipped. However, it wasn't all bad news. Back at Jody's house, Eve finally seemed to be warming up to law enforcement.
You don't want to talk? Okay. There's nothing at all you want to talk about at all?
Oh man, this is good. They got a woman.
Are you scared? We helped your brother.
Shout out to the fire department, y'all. Y'all know if I didn't do this, bro, I would have been a firefighter.
That's what we want to do
for
for you. If we want to get you some help too. We are safe. We will not hurt you, and we won't do anything to hurt you.
It took a total of 4 hours before Eve was willing to leave the closet with medical personnel.
4 hours?
When examining her in the ambulance, EMTs discovered that she had wounds on her feet and decided that she and Russell both needed to go to the hospital. Thankfully, as Kevin's conversation with police continued, he was willing to provide some crucial context.
And how many kids do you have, Kevin?
I have 6 kids.
So are they all living with you, or?
No, I haven't seen them for over a year.
Any of them?
No, none of them.
For a year?
Over a year.
Okay.
I've been in a separation.
From who?
From my wife and family. Ruby invited me to leave the home while I thought about the choices that I've made in my life and the way that I've treated her.
And did you ever try to reach out to the kids, drop by the home, or was there?
I honored the no separation boundary that we agreed.
You just left your house?
When was the last time you saw Ruby?
The last time I saw her was the 18th of this month. We met to, she requested me to sign over vehicles, or the titles to the vehicles, the vehicle that she drives, that were all in my name.
When's the last time you physically saw Russell or Eve?
The day that I moved out, July 24th, 2022. My job is to financially provide for them.
I was trying to figure out like how much of a role do you play in the caretaking of specifically of those two kids?
I pay the bills.
Okay.
With my job, I provide the money, goes into a shared bank account, and that's my only involvement.
As the conversation went on, Kevin seemed to be just as in the dark as the investigators.
Oh, he doesn't
lives
know.
In that home with your,
Oh, he doesn't know.
Ex-wife? Is he
Whoa.
currently a separated wife? Like, who lives in that home with your children?
Hey, I hate to say it, y'all, but I ain't gonna lie, like, bro, this is what happens when you got like one parent household, bro, and that's all I'm gonna say, man. Like, once the father gets out the household, things start taking a turn, bro. Like, kids need both parents. You know what I'm saying? The household becomes like unstable when kids don't have both parents in their life, bro. For real. Like, the dad just said like he wasn't even involved in their kid's life besides sending money. Like, that's crazy, bro. And he lived in the city. He obviously like could check up on his kids and go home and like just check up like once a week, maybe twice a week. Just go over to the house that you're part of and go check up on your kids. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but he's in the dark. Like, he don't know nothing. He been away from the wife for like what? He said 2022 and this was 2023. So like a year plus. He just been sending money. That's it. Like your kids, bro.
I know that she's there with 4 of the children, and our 2 older children have moved out.
This likely came as a shock to investigators. If there were 4 Frankie children still living at home, that meant they weren't just missing Julie, but another one of Russell's teenage sisters, Abby. Before launching into a frantic search, the detectives decided to finish talking to Kevin.
Y'all think they ran
hoping
away?
He could give them an idea of where to look for the girls. As the conversation went on, though, Kevin's story only got stranger.
Who's this female Jody that your wife lives with? Do you know a female named Jody?
She is a therapist and a life coach, I know, and she's.
Do you respect her?
Do I respect her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she's a very honest, truthful person. Yes.
Okay. Is your wife a partner of hers? Is your wife a roommate with her? Your kids are living in her house, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not aware of that, but I know that they've been.
Wow, he don't know
in
nothing
business for the last year, filming. So every week a podcast goes up, and I listen to it.
What's the name of it?
Connections with an X.
This would explain the film set discovered in Jody's house. As it turned out, Jody and Ruby both had a significant following on Instagram and YouTube. Jody was a therapist, and her accounts focused on counseling and family dynamics in alignment with the Church of Latter-day Saints, of which she and Ruby were both members. She called her program Connections. And
bro, this is the one thing that I ain't gonna lie, like, it makes me really mad, bro. The fact that, bro, people will literally like use God as like a shield, like that's really makes me mad. That's one thing that really makes me mad. It's no matter what religion, it's when people use God as like a shield. So like when they do bad stuff, it's like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like God's with me, and you know, oh, you can't judge me, only God can judge me, and all of this stuff. Like, they hide behind God when they're really doing like real life, weirdo, sick, messed up like stuff. That really gets me mad. You feel what I'm saying? Because that it brings a lot of people away from religion, because they look at religion as like all these people doing like weird stuff. So they don't want to like join that. So they'll just say like, I just want like a personal relationship with God and whoop whoop whoop. But it's like, yo, I don't know why it gets me so mad. It just feels like they're trying to like justify their ways, and like, how can you have a relationship with God and abuse a child? Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. I feel like there's got to be some rules in like a religion where like people just get excommunicated. Like, you can't identify with a church or a mosque or anything if you do weird stuff. Like, you just get kicked out. Like, people know about you. You get put up on like a website, like a I don't know if I can say this word, like an ex offender, and they put your name and they put your picture and then you say they did this, so people know like that this person is in your area and they're a fake Muslim, they're a fake Christian. Stay away from them. You feel what I'm saying? No, I'm trolling. I'm trolling. That shouldn't be a solution. But no, dead ass. I just feel like I don't know how people can like shield themselves. Like, how can you identify with a religion? Like, if you're because all religions do it. I just know the two major religions. You feel what I'm saying? Like Islam and Christianity. How can you identify as one of those things and be like a evil human being, bro? Like, it makes no sense. So like on the outside, when people look at your social media, oh, this person's just like a loving Latter-day Saints, whatever. This person's a loving member of the church, Latter-day Saints. That's what they see on social media, but behind the scenes, they're abusing kids. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Sharing her methods and even taught online Zoom classes on the topics of family health and harmony. Ruby, meanwhile, created more slice of life content, cataloging daily life with her family as members of the Mormon faith. Her main platform was a YouTube account titled 8 Passengers.
Is that Christian?
Supplemented with an Instagram under the same
Christian,
name.
some type of Christian.
In due time, the police would learn that the content made by Ruby and Jody had become unimaginably twisted behind the scenes.
Are you involved with their business?
That's what I'm saying, bro. The internet is fake, bro. Like, you be seeing videos and behind the scenes
with your family,
abusing kids. Happy family on camera, abusing
Recently,
kids off
Ruby's
camera.
online presence had undergone a shift. She rebranded to Truth Mom, but began focusing less on her own channel in favor of working with Jody on connections.
you guys got a lot of heat for neglect and child abuse. A lot of people commented those things on there. Why were they commenting those things?
That's a good question. We had a son who was acting out in very selfish behavior.
I guarantee you the son was right in whatever situation.
And none of this is strange or odd. You could get on YouTube and find out all sorts of stuff on this.
Eventually, Ruby stopped posting on her private YouTube account altogether.
I guarantee you they got exposed. I guarantee you this is what happened, bro. I guarantee you the family got exposed by like this kid or whatever, and they started getting hate comments because the kid like exposed them or like somehow, some way the kid like exposed them, and they started getting like hate comments, so they rebranded. But the father just tried to say that the kid was like lying or something, or what was the words that they said? Very selfish behavior. I guarantee you the kid was like in the right.
Kevin said eliminated 90% of the family's income. Her last video on Jody's channel, though, had come out just 2 days ago. In the interrogation room, Kevin shared more about the situation, which led to public outcry against the Frankies.
He was being very cruel and mean to his siblings that he shared a room with. And so we removed him from the room. And we said, you can sleep anywhere you want. Sleep on the couch, sleep on the pull-out bed, sleep on the floor for all we care, but you're not sleeping in that room with your brother. He chose to sleep on a beanbag. So 9 months later, he had made a lot of changes in his life. And he was ready to, and we had moved by that time. And so we had a new house, and he was ready to move into his own bedroom. Made a video about it. And in the video, he mentioned something of the effect of, I've been sleeping for 9 months on a beanbag. And that is what all the uproar was about.
Bro, that's the
wasn't
truth.
Ruby's only run-in with the law.
That's the truth.
Shockingly, just 5 days before her arrest, she'd been pulled over while driving with her kids in the car.
Hello.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at this character here speeding with the kids.
Going 57 and a 35.
Ruby was sent on her way with only a speeding ticket. Back with Kevin, he explained that the situation with his oldest son, Chad, was the catalyst for Jody getting involved with the family.
Jesus Christ,
she was hired as Chad's therapist and had the boy personally paying her $900 a month.
Whoa, what is this? Mr. Frankie informed us that he believed the meetings with Jody were beneficial? What? The son was meeting with her.
From there, her involvement with the family only grew. How this could have led to the breakup of the family and the near starvation of 2 of the children was yet to be explored.
During your marriage, how was disciplining your kids? How would you discipline your kids?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that question.
Why not?
Are you aware of the physical condition of your children?
No.
Normal question that you should have no problem answering?
I've chosen to trust my wife with the children. That was part of the agreement of our separation.
Kevin was about to learn the harrowing consequences this decision has caused.
We received a phone call from 911 on our dispatch that a 12 to 13-year-old boy was knocking on doors in a neighborhood asking for food and water. So he had,
I'm sorry, what?
He had duct tape on his extremities, on his hands, on his ankles, and those were covering rope burns that were used to tie him down. Take a second and think about what I just said. That's the condition of your son.
Look at this moron.
Given that information, your son was taken to the hospital. A warrant has been applied and granted by the Department of Child and Family Services to remove both Russell and Eve from your wife's care. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Would you condone that behavior?
Would I condone that behavior?
That's my job. My job is to find out your knowledge of the treatment of these
based
precious
on your description,
children.
No. But again, I don't know the details, or I don't know what's going on. But as you described that sounds
horrible, disgusting. No human being should be treated like that.
The investigators stepped out to give Kevin a few private moments to come to terms with what he'd just learned. When the investigative team returned 10 minutes later, Kevin took the opportunity to ask a burning question.
What's going to happen to my wife? I love my wife.
He didn't even ask that for his kids. Bro's a loser. Yo, get a load of this guy. Yo, what's gonna happen to my wife? Brother, you didn't even ask that for your kids. He learned about his kids' condition. He didn't even ask if they were okay. Like, he literally learned that they were in the hospital. There was no rush of like standing up. I have to go see my kids. Bro, please, I can't do this interview anymore. Let me go see my kids. Are they okay? Are they okay? No sense of like a normal parent would react. He had no normal reaction. Now he's all concerned about, is his wife okay? Are you insane? You just learned that your wife was abusing your kids and you're like concerned with her more than the kids. Bro, at this point, bro, just arrest every adult included in this video. At this point, I think it's fair. At this point, like, just arrest every adult that's just included into this affairs, man. Like,
Hadn't had anything to do with you.
I don't know if those charges against my wife.
Possibly.
Why would they not? Idiot.
I think given the circumstances, that's highly appropriate, but again,
That night, the police decided that Ruby would be booked into jail to await her attorney. Even this, though, failed to get a reaction from her.
makes you want to let you know what criminal charges for, so you're under arrest. It's going to be 2 counts, second-degree felony of child abuse or neglect, okay? Do you understand that or no? Are you okay? I'm wondering if there's like a medical clearance that needs to, like, do you need medical attention before you go to the jail? Okay. Have you ever been arrested before?
Bro, oh my gosh, bro.
I'm just concerned about you.
Bro, she sucks, bro.
I know you don't believe that. But I've had an opportunity to talk
like, bro,
to
you
your
just
husband,
abuse your kids and now you're about to, like,
about your circumstances, and obviously your children as well. But you're sure you don't need medical attention or anything like that?
Jody, too, was escorted to a police car to be transported to jail facing the same charges. Still inside the police station, Kevin learns more from the investigators about the children.
And so, I mean, this feels like getting run over by a steam truck while you're sharing.
Bro, this guy's such a loser, bro.
Yeah, I can tell you're caught off guard.
This guy is a loser,
I
dog.
I was just coming here to pick up my kids, and for what, I don't know what or why, but... And I was planning on taking them back with me. Everything you're sharing to me just sounds like a made-up story. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like...
I mean, they just explained it to you.
It's just, it sounds like a horror movie. And what you're sharing with me just feels like a sucker punch. I feel responsible. Separating, leaving. It hurts. I know you're all doing your jobs. And I know you all have the best interests of my kids in mind. I appreciate them.
Thank you. Thanks. That means a lot.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back. I want my wife back.
It was doubtful either Ruby or Jody would be getting out of jail anytime soon. Jody grappled with this through the lens of religion while speaking with a friend she called from the county jail.
And I don't know if I'm going to be like some kind of example, but when I get out of here, I have a story to tell, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to protect the children, because that's what's happening is that kids are being
you're going to do the best to protect the children?
Horribly abused. Well, I have just been begging him.
The same children that were living under your roof?
To me.
That's right.
I cannot logically figure out what's going on here. I mean, I should be here. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ruby, too, made some...
Bro, and you know the sick thing about it? Like, I'm going to just say this. That's my last pause, by the way. But I feel like, the parents, low-key, I feel like they're more hurt by the fact that they're about to lose their social media accounts than the fact that they're about to lose you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, like, both the women, not the guy. I feel like he could care less about social media. But, bro, I feel like that ass, like, they would probably only care or give, like, a bad reaction when they find out that they're, you know what I'm saying, social media is going to find out about this and all this stuff, and they can lose all their followers and all this stuff. Because she's talking about, like, oh, I have a story to tell, and yeah, I'm going to protect these kids. How are you going to protect the same kids that are unprotected when they're living under your roof?
During her jailhouse phone calls.
But the most upsetting thing is that I am completely misunderstood. That is the most horrible feeling. Like, my own family misunderstands me. They misinterpret me. And poor Jody, they misinterpret her. They misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous. It's horrendous. And you know what? Every Joseph Smith, every wonderful man of God has had to be misunderstood. And I'm a good woman.
Wow, nah, see, this is really getting me tight, bro. Nah, bro, I hate this shit, bro. Oh my gosh, bro, and it's just like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, like, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy. She's trying to, like, align herself with, like, I don't know who Joseph Smith to him they are, if he's like a prophet or whatever it is. Like, you can't compare yourself when you know that you've done weird stuff, bro. Like, that makes no sense. Like, how can you, this is like psychopathic, like weird, this is like psychopathic, like weird shit right here, bro. Like, how can you deadass, knowing what you've done, be like, oh no, like they falsely accused me and I'm a woman of God, I'm a good person, I'm gonna be free soon because God knows the truth. Like, this is some weird psychopathic, like weird shit, bro, knowing that you've done, like, and this is probably not even the whole story. Like, she's probably done way worse.
It wasn't all dark and twisted news, though. In a stroke of luck, the police located
for sure. It's definitely
Julie
a
and
witch hunt.
Abby. Shockingly, they were nowhere near the family home in Springville. Rather, they were located more than 20 miles away.
They ran away.
At a house belonging to Ruby's friend.
They ran away.
And fellow Connections member, Pam. How she'd gotten there, though, remained in question. Pam was handcuffed when the police arrived and agreed to answer some questions while waiting for additional investigators to arrive. While one officer sat with her, the other took the opportunity to check in with Julie.
I mean, these kids seem well fed here.
Okay. Is there a reason you're so scared right now?
It's that Stockholm syndrome.
Us? Okay. Well, I'm sorry if you've had a negative interaction with law enforcement in the past, okay? My intention is not to scare you. Do you go to school?
Down the driveway, Pam was unhandcuffed when investigators arrived from Springville. She told them that she'd received a call from Ruby asking her to pick up 2 of her daughters while she dealt with a family emergency. Up until this point, the officers were under the impression
bro,
that
I
it
always
was
wanted
only
those
Julie
hoops
at
in
the
my
house,
driveway, bro.
But Pam
I never
clarified
had
that
a
her older
driveway,
sister,
but
Abby,
I always
was
wanted one of
also
those.
there.
I was always envious when I saw
Thankfully,
kids
neither
having
she
that.
nor Julie appeared to be in physical
But all those,
distress like
bro,
Russell
all
and
those
Eve.
basketball like hoops, I used to be so envious, but none of the kids used to use that. Like, I that's why I used to be like mad. I'm like, yo, I deserve that. I deserve that. All those kids have those hoops in the driveway. They don't even use it. Like, it's always empty. There's never a basketball bouncing.
Julie and Abby appeared hesitant to go with DCFS representatives when they arrived, but were safely taken into custody to await the outcome of the investigation. The uncertainty over Abby and Julie's whereabouts had been answered, but so many questions remained. First and foremost,
there's 2
the
more
quandary
kids.
of what could have happened to leave Russell and Eve so frail and traumatized. Kevin returned to the police station with his lawyer for a second interview. The additional details he was about to share were nothing short of astonishing.
Have you found the pen papers?
The pen papers.
So it described all of the visions and trances and everything that Jody and Ruby went into.
How thick would you say it was?
It was like 3 inches thick or so. And there were hundreds of pages of written documents. It's something Jody would not want found.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't want to destroy it.
Because we do have Ruby's journal, which is from those dates that you mentioned.
These things are going to be so... The stuff she wrote in the pen paper, she would not write in her journal. The stuff she wrote in the pen papers was not intended to be read by anybody until God would decree them to be written as scripture for the whole world to read.
Bro, nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I
Like,
believe that's what we...
Psycho, bro. Oh my
It wasn't certain whether the documents found by the police were actually Ruby's pen papers or just a journal. Regardless of what they were called, the contents revealed a wealth of heinous secrets. On July 10th, 2022, Ruby wrote, "Eve and Russell have been in so much deviant behavior they won't control their bodily functions. I never would have suspected the cold, dead heart Russell has." Ruby echoed these sentiments in one of the phone calls she made from jail.
Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
According to the journal, Russell and Eve were locked in closets,
Bitch,
made
bro,
to
I
do
ain't gonna lie,
physical
bro, this
labor,
bitch, bro.
wall sits, jump on a trampoline, stand out in the rain, and carry heavy boxes up and down the stairs for hours on end. When Eve slipped and fell while carrying the boxes, Ruby accused her of doing so on purpose, and then shaved her head as punishment. And this was just brushing the surface of what the children endured.
I've never had a kid quite like Eve, but she does not like to sit and listen. I don't know if that's just her personality and she just needs me to be more strict with her than what was required with some of the other kids, or if she is displaying hyperactivity tendencies. So I'm gonna try to figure that out today. I honestly don't know which way it's gonna go. She knows that I mean it and I'm gonna carry through with it. If she absolutely is not capable, then I'm going to maybe take further measures to figure out if there's hyperactivity tendencies
Sounds
going
like
on,
a damn
or
manifesto.
if she stays and she's really good and she listens, then It probably just
insane,
means
man.
she needs
Fucking
a little
crazy.
bit more of a strict routine with her.
According to Kevin, the fight against so-called evil had not originated with the children. In fact, the downward spiral had begun more than a year prior under some very strange circumstances.
We went out to like a dinner afterwards, and that's where Jody really opened up to the women in a private conversation that she believed she was being tormented and haunted by shadow figures.
Great, and this is the one living with kids under a roof.
That was spooky.
Ruby also revealed that Russell and Eve still sometimes failed to control their bodily functions. She presented this as a method by which they defied her. Back with Kevin, he alleged that Jody's experiences had rapidly grown more intense.
She was walking along the beach with Jesus, and Jesus challenged her to go walk on the water, and it was a whole lesson on walking on the water.
And that was still just the tip of the iceberg. The more investigators read of Ruby's journal, the more depraved the story became. Tuesday, big day for evil, she wrote on July 11th.
Bro, these are manifestos.
Eve screamed and cried and hit her head on the tile floor. Today, Jody confronted her. Eve admits to putting on a show for her mother. Eve said she wants to be pitiful. When the investigators read on and learned what torment Eve had endured to reach this level of desperation, they likely didn't know whether to be enraged or heartbroken. Jody mentioned her experiences with what she called the spirit in one of her jail phone calls.
When I feel the spirit, I have two physiological reactions. I get really like shaky, like I'm shivering, like I'm cold, or I feel heat, like I have a fever run through me. It felt like I was burning up, and I was just shaking with gratitude. Like, here's your answer. Here's what this is.
Back with Kevin, he revealed that while Jody's alleged visions had initially seemed positive, things quickly took a much darker turn, and things changed inside the house.
There was a lot of satanic ones. When she would go into possession mode.
Bro, I'm actually about to get so mad, bro. This loser knew about this happening, and he still had his kids living with this, like, yo, I gotta watch my words, bro, because the rules and all of this stuff, because I can't use such language, bro. How the fuck could you let this, bro, you let this, yo, fella, you let this chick live with your kids? And you knew about all of this. You knew about the books, about the torment your kids were going through, about all of this stuff, this demonic chick with some type of spirit live under the same roof as your kids. And now you're coming clean about everything. When this could have been done, what, a year ago? Oh, okay. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, arrest this guy too. This guy's a bum, this guy.
She would talk in like different voices. It was really creepy. But the voices would say, she's ours, we're not letting go. She is Satan's bride. She's mine.
This guy's
I'm going to marry her. If she was faking it, she believed that Satan wanted her as her bride.
The journal revealed that Eve experienced horrific punishments. This is the day Eve anticipates breaking her 2-day fast, Ruby wrote. I let Russell know she has hardened her heart and will do one more day of fasting to invite her to humble. Eve flips out and begins ranting. All day, Eve makes rhymes about my mom starves me and calls it fasting. In his second interview,
you're
Kevin
starving your child.
His description of what it was like to live with Jody.
I can't explain some of the stuff that happened while we were there, like crashes in the basement while we were talking upstairs, and plates like in the kitchen just flying off by themselves, like full speed, smashing on the wall and falling to the floor. And I don't have any way to explain it other than there's some crazy going on.
On other occasions, Eve was doused with
ain't no crazy demons or spirits in that house, bro. The only crazy thing in that house are the two psychotic chicks. Like, there's no, like, these people try to, oh, there's some crazy, like, this house is possessed. No, bro, there's some evil fucking humans in the house. That's it. Like, dead ass, that's literally it. There's some crazy shit happened in that house. Yeah, bro, your bum ass left your kids in that house. Where are the other two kids? Yeah, no, let me show. Okay, so the two of the kids, the youngest kids were in that house. The two other, because they have 6 kids in total. The 2 young kids were in this house. The 2 other kids ran off to that other house. And then the 2 other kids, there's some Chad guy and this other one. They somehow moved out. They escaped this whole thing.
Wash and made to sleep on the basement floor. And it only got worse going forward. Kevin, too, said that back in 2021, the situation with Jody took a similar downward trajectory as she became increasingly entwined with his family.
But it reached the point where in August, her bishop at the time, he's not her bishop anymore, but I mean, he was going over there every night, and he'd be there for like 4 hours.
Why?
And he'd be like, I'm fighting evil spirits, I'm casting demons out, I'm crazy stuff going on. And finally he got to the point where he's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, there needs to be some sort of resolution.
After the bishop left, the first attempt
he would have known where
for
those
Jody
demons
to
were
move in
coming
with
from.
another
The
family
damn
involved
human.
with connections. The opinions Kevin shared about what happened with that family reflect only his beliefs, and we have not been able to verify them.
According to that, after 6 weeks and trying to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
While there was no way to prove that Jody had been held against her will, the police knew for a fact that Russell and Eve had been. Ruby documented one particularly horrific confrontation between Russell and Jody, whom she refers to frequently as G-Joe. G-Joe takes Russell on a little walk to the pool, Ruby wrote. She talks on how Russell has love twisted. G-Joe then pushed Russell into the pool. Meanwhile, Kevin recounted the events after Jody either escaped or was kicked out of the other family's home.
It was at that point that they said, why don't you take her up to your house? And I was like, oh, hell no. I don't want this in my house. But I was beaten over the head with it. Like, that's really insensitive. You know, she's done so much to help our family, and you're being selfish, and she has needs, and come on, like, it won't be for long. And so I relented, and I was like, okay.
Later in his second interview, Kevin told the police about the drastic changes that took place in the Frankie house after Jody moved in.
The moment she showed up in my house, just the weirdest crap started happening. Lights turning on and off, sounds of people walking in walls, and like sounds like footprints going up walls and across the ceiling, and stuff floating around, and I became the resident exorcist.
It's not, she's just a weirdo. Like, why are you acting like there's actual stuff? Bro, she's this ain't no secret, bro. She's probably late night just scratching the walls on some weird, like, just on some weird stuff. Like, she's probably just scratching the walls. She's walking at night trying to make it creepy. She's flashing on and on. Like, this ain't no weird. Someone just doesn't show up at your house and just randomly weird things start happening. Yeah, I wonder why. It's because she's there. She's doing weird stuff. Why is she living at your house? Fuck, man, they're acting like some weird ghosts are doing something.
I thought it was kind of funny. Whenever she started to, like, go into a trance and go into possession, which started to be a lot. And Ruby would go up and check on her. It started like every 4 hours at night, and then it moved every 2 hours at night, then it moved every hour at night, and then at some point Ruby said, you know what, I'm just going to start sleeping in there, and if I need you, I'll come down and get you.
Kevin said that Ruby and Jody began sleeping in the same bed. However, this was only the beginning, and soon Kevin noticed that he was being subjected to unique restrictions.
I could leave when I wanted, but I couldn't come back until Ruby gave me permission. I couldn't come into the kitchen to eat until Ruby gave me permission. And the upstairs...
Bro, you're a man, bro. Like, what is this dude talking like some soft, like, dog, that's your house, bro. What? You think I'm gonna let anybody tell me what to do, bro? Man up. What the? You think I'm gonna let what? I can't eat? What? You gonna tell me I can't eat? I can't eat what? Bitch, get your ass, you get out of my house. I'll be like, what? Who's gonna talk? What the fuck? Are we being serious? Dog, man up. This dude sounds like a wimp. What? Dog, how about you man up for you and your kids, for you and the safety of your kids? You should have been manned up, bro. What is this dude talking about, bro? Ruby used to tell me when I can and can't leave, and when I can and can't eat. What the, bro? Are you a bitch? Man up.
It was completely off limits. Ruby would dictate all of the terms of how our interactions would be when we would talk. No matter what I did, no matter how like much I tried to track better, be, truthful and not be selfish. Every week it was like, you're being manipulative, you're being selfish, you're lying, you're hiding something, you're still hiding stuff. And I really started to like question my sanity, honestly. It became more and more and more and more and more isolated. Jody had an approved list of men that I could make phone calls to.
This appeared to be
who is
Ruby
this
repeated with
Bro, who is this thought where she can just dictate like dog, she not even part of your family, bro. Like, is this bro, let me get this dude is a bro. I got more beef with him than anybody else in this video, dog. Like, he could have really stopped this whole thing if he just manned up. Like, just be a man, bro. Why is he being such a wimp? Like, such a loser, bro. Grown ass man, beard, everything. Like, that's your house. That's your family. That's your house. You invited a random into your house. She can stay there. She can start doing weird stuff. She can take control of your family. She can dictate all of this. Like, who the
Russell at Jody's house. Ruby recounted in the journal how she woke one night to find Russell missing, and a note written in pebbles on the balcony which read, "Jail. I will call when I get there." Panicked, Ruby said she and Jody searched the house, then got in their cars and began driving.
Oh, look at how normal they become. Oh, so they get back to normal, they start panicking. But as soon as when they're abusing the kids, they're all, oh no, I can't help it. It's some demonic. Oh, it's the devil. He's controlling me. The devil is controlling me, and I can't help abusing my kids. They're all whacked out. They're weirdos inside the house. But as soon as they get a reality check, like, oh shit, fuck, I might go to jail. I called it, by the way, at the beginning of the video. I called it how she started driving. And if she got a hold of that kid, because so she snapped out of it. Oh shit. Fuck, I might go to jail. So now she's like, last chance effort. Oh, look how normal they become. Now they start driving and okay. Fucking psychos, man. Fucking psychos.
Looking for Russell, which Ruby described as racing the devil. They brought him home. Disturbingly, she went on to describe the concession of letting Russell sleep in a bed and feeding him a full meal the next day as like stitching up a patient knowing you didn't get all the cancer out.
Okay, look at me. Don't say help anymore.
You just said it.
Yeah, so I'm very clear what I'm talking about. Don't say that again. Do you understand? Because next time you won't be smiling on your face.
Kevin explained that the situation never improved as everyone tried to appease Jody and Ruby.
So I was completely cut off. If I went to my church leaders, I was seeking enablement. If I went to my family, I was seeking enablement.
Next time you won't be smiling? Are you insane?
Enablement. I felt
Who just says that to their kid?
And that's where
Next
I
time
was
you
all the
won't be
way up
smiling.
until the last week of July, when Jody called me one day out of the blue and just said, "I don't understand why you're not getting it."
While everything the police had learned so far was certainly horrific, they would soon realize that it almost got unimaginably worse for the children. Based on the journal entries, the authors believed that the children's bodies needed to be engaged in painful good work as punishment. Just as Ruby and Jody set out to look for rural land in Arizona for the Frankie children to work, Ruby got a text. "I found the land." As the move to Arizona loomed dangerously closer, it became obvious that the women wanted the pair to choose punishment over respite. In an emotional phone call made from her jail cell, Jody had this to say on the topic.
Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth because these kids, I told Doug, I woke up, the spirit told me, it's all the devil. I mean, you've seen him, and he uses these kids, and he uses all of us as the
Bro, The older I get, the more I realize, bro, women love dodging accountability, bro. Like, they will use any excuse not to take accountability, bro. There's no devil possessing you. You're just a horrible human being who's abusing kids. Like, there's always some excuse. There's always an excuse. Oh, I'm abusing kids. It's because I'm possessed. Oh, I'm abusing kids. I'm sorry. I'm possessed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I got possessed. Whoopsie daisies. Whoopsies. Sorry. Okay, but she's normal when the police show up. She's got her lawyer ready. She's got all this stuff. No, sorry. When I do messed up things, it's not me. I'm not in my right state of mind. Bro, just throw the whole book at this.
The parents that don't hold the kids accountable. So now it's abusive to make a kid sleep on the floor. It's abusive, or it's abusive to, that's ridiculous. You can't even raise your kids anymore.
This was the sort of stance Jody put forth through her program, Connections. At its peak, her Instagram had over 10,000 followers, leaving the police to wonder just how many other children might have suffered the ramifications of her influence. Later, in the midst of the investigation, Kevin continued his story of his family's breakdown.
So that separation continued all the way up until the holidays, maybe. And then Ruby ended that separation. Jody went home the second week of January. But by that time, like, Ruby, Pam, and Jody were completely determined to do this work that they felt God had for them. I thought it was crazy. Like, I thought it was just that crazy.
When talking with Kevin, the police learned just how far Ruby was willing to go to pursue her work with Jody.
She wanted to legally, work with Jody's attorney to give Jody 8 passengers and become an employee of Connections.
Bro, I'm not gonna. This is like a whole operation, dog.
And Ruby gets nothing in return. Our YouTube manager at the time was like, red flags. Like, I don't know how to tell you. She is scamming you. Ruby fired him.
Regarding this issue of Ruby and Jody's business entanglement, Ruby made some interesting claims in one of her calls from jail. In fact, she seemed to be changing her attitude towards Jody entirely.
Jody Hildebrandt never was my business partner.
Oh,
nor was I ever her employee.
Look
I
at
never
this.
received wages from Connections or Jody. In 2019, I hired her as a counselor for my son, and then in 2020, I paid her to be my mentor. She's a whirlpool. She just pulls you.
Regardless of any legal business arrangements,
but you lived with her and you let her do what she has to do in your house.
Travesty that befell the Frankie children. This became clear when police continued reading Ruby's journal and gained further insight into the disturbing reasons she and Jody were looking into moving to Arizona. Jody and I took Eve out into the desert, Ruby wrote. She went
that's
out
a pretty, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's a nice ass place though. Like, living out here by yourself, bro, just in the quiet peace, like no one disturbing you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, have you like a dog? That dog can just run around and, you know what I'm saying?
She and Jody were looking
free ass space, all those mountains, like that's like a hike every day, dog. Nice weather. You don't got to worry about like winter.
Jody and I took Eve out into the desert, Ruby wrote. She went out into the heat, barefoot.
Whoa.
Eve still tried to run.
Wow.
She screamed for another family, water, food, care.
Wow. Dog, are y'all seeing this? Bro, they took a kid out barefoot in the blazing hot sun. And I glide.
She went out into the heat, barefoot. Eve still tried to run. She screamed for another family, water, food, care, love. Oh, Eve, a manipulative ploy.
Wow.
Ruby's journal entry about taking Eve to the desert became even more heartbreaking. Apparently, it was only after Eve collapsed on the road exhausted that Ruby took her home. But not for long. The very next day, Ruby, Russell, Eve, and Julie all returned to the desert. For the next 3 days, the children were made to weed and tidy a cemetery on a nearby Native American reservation. They were not allowed to wear shoes or gloves, despite the fact that there was broken glass and thorns everywhere. At one point, Russell became so desperate to escape the heat that he stuck his head in the toilet. Footage of this suffering was captured by a local who explained in no uncertain terms to Ruby that she was not welcome there and that she would be filing a police report. This, Ruby wrote in her journal, was a sign that the devil does not want us to take Russell and Eve out of society. Apparently, relocating to Arizona was their chosen method of avoiding further unwanted attention. One has to wonder how long the plan to get to Arizona was in process, though, based on an interaction Kevin mentioned happened before the separation.
Ruby started threatening me with another separation. And just like, this isn't about money, this is about doing God's work. So we continued in that dynamic for the next 6 or 7 months until she went on a trip with Jody and Pam down to Arizona. And I think they, like, when I read her journal, she went into Mexico or something and bought drugs or something, like prescription drugs.
Oh, okay, so she was on drugs.
Emergency kits. And when
it's
she
the
came
devil.
back from that trip, before she even brought the bags into the house, she pulled me in and said, I want to talk with you, and that's when she asked me to leave.
And so Kevin left and got an apartment in Springsville. At some subsequent point, Ruby also left the family home for the house in Ivans to live with Jody, where the lives of her children would become a living nightmare. Back with Kevin, he said that when Ruby initiated contact again, he had no idea the sinister plan she had in store for their children.
Around that time, things with Ruby started, like, picking up. And I didn't understand why, but, like, Ruby wanted to meet in a parking lot and wanted me to sign over 2 of our cars, wanted me to sign them over to her name. I'm in total compliance mode at this point.
Bro, why is this dude just like a neutered bitch? What the fuck, bro? Bro, this dude is a fucking neutered, bro. I gotta say it, bro. Why is this dude just a neutered fucking bitch, bro? Yeah, anything for you, sweetie, anything. You can abuse the kids. You can just take everything that I have. Yeah, just take everything, bro. Why are you such a bitch, bro? The fuck is wrong with this guy, man? Fuck, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. Dude's a loser, bro. Like, real life, this dude's a fucking, like, bro, like, this dude just has no fucking, like, nothing.
I'm a good husband. You see, you can trust me.
Ruby's comments on the journal somehow managed to become even more disturbing. She wrote, "This girl would choose to be shot and die than to humble." Even that wasn't the most disturbing part, though, because after locking Eve in the closet overnight, they decided to treat her injuries from the cactus. Ruby said, "The spirit was very strong as Julie and I witnessed Jody cleaning what did not deserve to be cleaned." Kevin continued his story, discussing the moment he found that his family had disappeared to live in Ivans, leaving their own house empty.
But when I returned to the house, everything was packed up, and a neighbor came over and said she asked for the HOA rules.
Dude has fucking no idea what's going on, bro. Dude's a loser, bro.
Mentioned to him that she wanted to rent the house out.
Dude is a fucking loser. Has no idea where his kids are. Nothing, bro.
Are you kidding me? And apparently she wanted to sell the house, but couldn't because my name was on the mortgage.
In another jail call, Ruby revealed that the Arizona scheme had gotten further along than anyone yet knew. One shudders to think what could have happened if Russell hadn't escaped before the move.
Right.
I pulled the money, and I have it in a bag.
With you? Do the police have it?
Well, I don't know what the police took.
But the bag was at Jody's house?
They can't just take people's money. I mean, that's not right.
In a stunning twist, the person on the other end of the phone was none other than Kevin himself. In the days following Ruby's arrest, the pair made several phone calls where Kevin tried to ensure he received custody of the children and secured the money that Ruby had pulled out. Kevin's demeanor towards Ruby in these calls might be unexpected.
I am committed to our family. I'm committed to you.
Bro, this dude is a bum, bro. Like, I don't care what y'all say, bro. This dude is a bum.
Here to support you.
This dude is so this dude is like the most neutered bitch, bro.
During this
like,
call, Kevin and Ruby agreed to limit their contact going forward to strengthen Kevin's chances of gaining legal custody of the children. A discovery made the next day, though, blew that out of the water.
The bag's gone.
What?
The bag is gone.
What? What?
There's no bag.
The only thing more shocking than the bag's disappearance was where Ruby had gotten the funds in the first place. Kevin and his lawyer revealed the source of the missing $85,000 while speaking with police.
Oh, look at this one.
That money, she cleaned out their bank accounts.
The kids' savings accounts.
Yeah, and yours too, your joint account.
Yeah.
That's where that money came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can have, or if I need to have a discussion with the county attorney. Kevin would kind of like his kids' money back.
Unfortunately, tracking down the money and attempting to return it to the children would likely become a separate civil case. While Ruby didn't comment on this directly while in jail, she had more thoughts to share the longer she was behind bars.
The devil is so sly, and I'm embarrassed it took such.
That's a really nice house, man. This is a really nice compound.
On another call
it's a shame that a bunch of abuse happened here, but like I like
wrote to address
that's a really nice place to
acknowledge her actions.
I would do anything in this world for you. My willingness to sacrifice all for you was masterfully manipulated into something very ugly. I took from you all that was safe and soft and good. I took from you your mother. How terrifying this must have been for you. I will never, ever stop crying for hurting your tender souls. You are such a very
so she's normal when she's in jail.
part of me. I'm so very sorry.
Like you were conscious when you were doing all of this stuff, weirdo. Like you were literally you were conscious when you were doing this to your kids. The only reason why she's crying is because she got caught. Like this is insane. She wasn't crying before when she was actually doing it, but she's crying now because she's in jail.
Apology in the world could begin to undo the horrible trauma experienced by the Frankie children. In contrast to Ruby's attempt to make amends, Jody's response was the same as it was at the beginning of the investigation.
Now look at this blubber.
The Lord says that first they'll lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons. And the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death. That statement right there is what's going on with me. The children shall rise up and put their parents to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Ultimately,
this chick is insane. She's just using some type of scripture to justify her. Okay. All right.
Ruby and Jody were charged with 6 felony counts of child abuse and neglect each. Rather than go to trial, Ruby and Jody pleaded guilty to 4 counts of child abuse. Though their cases were adjudicated separately, they received the same sentences. On each count, Jody and Ruby were sentenced to serve between 1 and 15 years in prison. The sentences were to be consecutive, meaning both women could be behind bars for up to 60 years, which could be the rest of their lives. Kevin continues to lobby for custody of his children, who were taken by DCFS and placed
But this guy
in
knew
foster
about
care.
it.
The Frankie's oldest daughter, Sherry, is writing a book about her upbringing and has requested the public respect the privacy of her younger siblings as they attempt to recover. While their current status is unknown, we can only hope that the Frankie children are at long last experiencing the kindness and gentleness that they deserve.
Wow, bro. Fucking insane.